Alright guys, so next up we're going to go over a Smith machine squat. So with the Smith machine squat, what this basically, the benefit of a Smith in comparison to like doing it with a barbell is you've got a bit more stability as you're not worrying about the bar being or going forward or back throughout the movement. It only moves in a fixed path. And what that basically allows you to do is potentially manipulate your setup. What I mean by that is you don't need to worry about maintaining your center of gravity, which can be beneficial for maybe trying to target your quads a bit more, as you don't need to kind of be as bent over throughout the movement, depending on how you set it up. So, with this machine squat, what we want to first of all do is make sure the safeties are set, and the way to establish how high you should have the safeties is you want to perform a squat however low you can go comfortably and plan on going for your working set. Set it just below so that if you do end up failing, you can simply ditch the bar and be safe to do so. And also if you do end up failing mid-rep, you can always just twist the bar and unrack it. The benefit of that is it helps psychologically push yourself to failure or close to failure without having to worry about any injury risk. So yeah, once you've got the safety set on the machine, then first of all, what we want to think about is establishing our grip. So when we're taking our grip, make sure it's relatively even on the bar. I like to have quite a close grip as I feel like I can create more tightness with it and brace a bit better as a result of that. So get your grip. From there, we're making sure the bar is situated on our upper back. You don't want it on your neck. You don't want it too far down your back unless you want it to be more of a glute dominant squat and a maybe lower back focused movement, which I'd maybe specify in the exercise Q section on your program. But from there, make sure the bar is center and roundabout on your traps. And after that, we want to get our feet under the bar. Take what stance you feel like you can go deepest with, pain-free. And from there, what we're focusing on doing is breaking at the hips and the knees at the same time, or even breaking at the knees very slightly first. So usually when you're doing a movement, whatever moves first is going to be what's moving the load, meaning if you do a squat and your hips shoot back first, it's probably going to be more glute biased. Whereas if your knees break first, it's probably going to be more quad biased. So yeah, what we're thinking about here, if it's just like a general squat to target a bit of everything, breaking at both at the same time. And when we're doing that, getting a big breath in on the way down, and then driving up. And again, getting as much range as we possibly can here. And what I like to focus on with my grip is I'm not just having my hands on the bar doing nothing, I'm actively pulling the bar down like I'm trying to bend it round my back. What that basically does is stops you unconsciously pressing the bar up, which people can tend to do during the movement, which can cause wrist, elbow and shoulder issues. And as well as that, it will create more tightness because when you pull the bar down, it helps engage your lats, which helps stabilize your spine, basically helping you brace better, keeping a tighter core and meaning your bracing is not a limiting factor, and instead your legs can be as well. So if you go side on, I'll show you what it looks like from a side on angle. So as you can see here, I am slightly bent over at that bottom position. What you can potentially do with the squat as well is I might specify to do this if I want you to. You can put your feet forward a bit more and turn it into almost a hack squat. And as you can see, when I perform this, I'm very vertical, meaning I'm not bent over at all, which means less challenge to my back, which can be a positive in some circumstances. If let's say you've already got a lot of lower back loading movements in your program, or if let's say your lower back's not feeling great, you can perform it with your feet slightly in front of you to kind of mimic like a hack squat, or you can put your feet back a bit, roundabout under the bar. If you find when you do this movement, your heels lift and you feel like you can't go deep enough, you've probably got your feet too far back. Lastly, something you can also do during this movement is when you're doing your warm-ups, once you've found your ideal foot position, fire some plates where your toes are. And from there, you know when you go into your actual working set, there's less room for error if you get in the wrong foot position, and there's more predictability with you absolutely nailing that setup so that your working set will actually go to plan. And then, I obviously touched on you can have your feet far forward. What you can also do if you want to target your glutes during the squat is instead you can allow yourself to bend over a bit more. You can initiate the movement by pushing the hips back and then not stay as upright during it. What that will basically do is allow you to get more bend at the hips, less bend at the knee throughout.
Thanks very much for watching. The full video is exclusively available to my online coaching and personal training clients. If you are interested in personal training or online coaching, feel free to inquire via the link in my bio, or simply drop me a message on any of my social media platforms, or give me an email for more information.